Hello, welcome back to an all new video. As you can see, this is what's happening this week at the homestead. About 5 days ago or so, Alex was out in the garden. He was actually filming a vlog, so the moment he sees this little guy or girl, we think it's a girl actually, was caught on camera, which is priceless. But this girl just waddled herself into our garage. We searched for her family because we figured they'd be nearby in a stream or one of the ponds. We have 2 ponds on our property, and then we have a bunch of like wetlands and different ponds all around us. We couldn't find any family in sight. From the research that we did online, a lot of the information said that that black streak on her eye could indicate that she's a girl. She is the sweetest thing that's ever lived. Honestly, she's so small. She's so incredibly tiny, and we knew that we had to take her in if her family wasn't around. We couldn't leave her. I'm so glad that we saw her, because if Alex didn't see her waddle into the garage, then we could have woken up the next day with finding, a duckling. It was so cold that night too, so all I was thinking when we got inside was like, oh, I'm so glad, because it's freezing outside, and without her mom's warmth, we got a heat lamp like the night that we found her. And so she's been living in this like large plastic basket thing with paper towels down and grass down. We've been feeding her grapes and worms and slugs. They say that like cut up little tiny grapes are good for them. Alex has been going and finding, worms and slugs from the garden, which is helpful because we don't want slugs in the garden. And it's the circle of life. She's been eating the slugs, which she loves. And she also really loves a snuggle. I'd say yesterday was her most snuggly day. She was a little bit afraid of us the first couple of days. And then now she's like, wants to be nestled like here, or just kind of anywhere. Now when I put my hand in the basket, she kind of like jumps onto my hand like she wants to be held by me. When before when I would put my hand in there, she would like either try to like nip at me, or she would like run away from it. So she's definitely feeling a lot more comfortable now. She's growing and eating a lot. I just finished up some laundry, and now I am putting together Wolson's milk replacer because he's hungry. He's out there buying. Little Wolson is doing really well. Come over here, Wolson. Show him how big you're getting. Come here. Come here, little guy. Come here. He's huge now. I just finished feeding him. But he's a full-blown mini sheep now. Come here, Wolson. It's me in the future. We're just taking a quick break from this video to talk about the sponsor of today's video, and then we will get right back into it. If you've been following my channel for a while now, you know that this is not the first time I'm mentioning BetterHelp, nor is it the first time that I have talked about therapy. I started therapy last year, and it was really rewarding for me in many ways. I think right now, during these times, people more than ever before have been kind of tuning in to themselves and kind of doing the inner work, because we have more time at home and time with ourselves, especially when we are dealing with lockdowns. And I think that that really brought up to the surface a lot of different things that we deal with as human beings. And needing to go to therapy does not make you somebody who is broken in any way, shape, or form. It actually makes you somebody who is willing to take the time to be the best that you can be and to live a fulfilling life. Being in touch with our mental health and caring for it is the best thing that we can do as human beings. One of my favorite things about BetterHelp is just how flexible and easy it is. You can change therapists at any time. You're not stuck to one person. And I think that that's really important in therapy, because I think anybody who's ever taken therapy before or who has seen a counselor or anything like that knows that finding the right therapist is kind of like dating. You have to find the right person for you, and you kind of have to get yourself out there and talk to different people to just find the right match. You can also log in to your account on BetterHelp at any time and message your therapist. So it's essentially like a friend that you can reach out to at any time, and they'll reply with thoughtful and helpful responses. And I just find that so much better than sitting in a traditional therapist office, just like waiting for a therapist to come in. And I don't know, it's just nice that like if there's something on your mind, you can message them at any time. And potentially the best part about BetterHelp is that it is more affordable than your traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. And a really important note, BetterHelp is available worldwide. So their service is available to all of you watching this clip right now, which I think is really important, because being here in New Zealand, I have grown a bit in an audience in New Zealand, which trickles to the UK and Canada. I still have people from home, from the US watching, of course, as well. And it's just really nice to know that anybody watching this right now can sign up for BetterHelp and be communicating with a licensed therapist within 48 hours. There is a broad range of expertise with over 20,000 therapists in BetterHelp's therapist network, which means whatever you're going through, they can find somebody who specializes in that, which might not always be available on a local level. Visit betterhelp.com/rad. That's betterhelp.com/rad, and join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional today. My viewers can get 10% off of their first month with BetterHelp by checking out the link in my description box. You can click that link, or you can go to betterhelp.com/rad. As you guys can tell, there's been a lot of taking care of baby animals around here. I am currently putting away some of the dishes that have been drying on the rack. I am so pleased with the fact that you guys really enjoyed my last video about the kitchen makeover. It's amazing what little changes can make to a space. Makes big differences. And in the morning when the sunshine is spilling into the kitchen and it's just beautiful in here with our cup of coffee, we just kind of like sigh and we just go, oh, it is just so nice in here now. That all being said, there has been a lot of home time, doing renovations, painting, taking care of all the animals that we have. We now have 3. It's been a lot of home time and a lot of just getting stuff done. So tonight we are having a date night. We are going to dinner and a movie tonight. We made reservations at a place called St. Sebastian in town, which is a restaurant we've been to before. I'm gonna wipe my glasses while I talk to you guys. The story of my life, we all know, if you wear glasses, they're constantly smudged. Yeah, at least mine are. And we are going to, have dinner early. We made reservations for 6:30, and then our movie is at 8. We're seeing the Bond movie, and there's a really cool movie theater in town that you can order drinks. Oh my God, it's worse. You can order drinks into the theater while you're sitting down, and the seats are super comfy. You can order an appetizer in there. You can ask them to bring like another appetizer a little bit later on, like halfway through the movie and stuff like that. I don't know, it's really cool. We didn't have anything like that from where we're from. There wasn't anything like it. We've heard that there are new places popping up kind of like that now, but it's really cool to have that right here in town. So we're gonna go there tonight, and I'm excited to like get dressed. I feel like every day here I just kind of put on what's most comfortable for me to sort of do all the things that I need to do around the house, especially like running outside and like being with the animals, taking care of a duckling, and like not caring that there's poop on my shoulder, or like doing a renovation or painting. I'm just constantly wearing things that I don't really mind what happens to them. And it'll be nice to, yeah, just kind of get a little bit more ready. Not that I have that many options to choose from, but I'll just wear something that I've already worn, but just like kind of put myself together a little bit more. That will feel nice. All my clothes are still in storage from the US. I don't even remember what I have in those boxes anymore at all. I still have the same luggage that we brought over from where we were staying before to here, so we didn't realize how long this would actually take. We were like, oh, we'll go back to storage in like 3 weeks and get the rest of our stuff. We'll paint the house. There's just been so much happening, as you guys know, and there's so much more to do than we thought, and painting actually takes a lot longer than we thought. But it's not like we've been dedicating all these weeks to painting. We have done so much beyond that, and we've had to take breaks from that because we did the garden, because of the season. It's important for us to get everything in because it's spring here. Obviously, we didn't know that we were going to have an orphaned lamb on day 2 of moving here. We didn't know we were going to have a duckling waddle into our garage. And things have just been coming up, you know, as we go along. So the day that we get our stuff from the US, it's officially almost been in storage for a year in January. Well, I mean, I guess we packed up in December. So by December, our stuff will have been in storage for a year. So it'll be like Christmas. Honestly, we'll probably get our stuff around Christmas, so it really will be our Christmas because we'll be opening up boxes like I don't even remember having all this stuff. So essentially, we will go to get our stuff from storage when we are finished painting and we're finished polishing the floors. Once those 2 things are done, we'll feel ready to go bring the furniture in, because it doesn't make sense for us to go bring bulky furniture in here when we're just going to want to take it out. And I don't want to just like bring all of our like nice stuff that like it's all of our favorite stuff. We sold and donated so much stuff. So it's sort of like, why are we going to bring all of this stuff that we love into a space that doesn't feel refreshed yet? So for us, it's just like, okay, we're not paying monthly on storage or anything like that. It's at Alex's parents' family home in New Zealand, about 4.5 hours away from here. So we have it in a big garage there. No one's really using that garage right now, so it's really not a big deal for us to store it as long as we need. And of course, yes, we want our bed and our dining room table and things like that, because that will be really nice, but also we're willing to kind of like deal with feeling like we're camping a bit longer so that we can get the things done that we need to get done. We are pretty much ready for date night, except we have to feed all of the little creatures before we go. I curled my hair. Look how long it's getting. We're both wearing black. Here's proof that we get dressed every once in a while. I'm excited to go to dinner because I'm very hungry.
Yes.
And I'm excited to watch a movie, and I want to get
Can't
popcorn.
wait. James Bond. Last Daniel Craig Bond.
And what are you gonna get to drink?
I'm definitely gonna have a martini. Shaken, not stirred.
And I will not be bringing the vlog camera with me because tonight is our night.
That's right.
You guys can't come.
Nope, you're not invited.
But I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. It's the next day. We are currently at Mitre 10 picking up a garden arch. The movie was great last night, by the way. We had a really delicious dinner. That was probably the best Bond movie I've ever seen. And now we have the garden arch waiting for us. We're renting a trailer to bring it to the house.
We need to find the receipt.
We need to find the receipt. Is this it? I think
no, it was like the blue one, wasn't it?
Oh.
Do you have that one? I think you had it.
Do I have it?
Yeah, it was like,
Let's
yes,
try.
that one. Yeah.
Cool. We have the chicken coop roof here and then the garden arch. We have just placed a little garden arch right here for the entrance of the garden. We have to put some stuff over it, obviously, to keep it nice and sturdy when it's windy. So we're gonna work on that pretty soon. But we really, really love how it looks. It essentially just kind of frames the entrance to the garden. At some point we're going to put a little bistro set right here, and then we're going to grow passion fruit on this guy because it's a climbing plant and it will look really lovely. So that's really exciting. We were talking about whether or not we should paint this white to match with the fence. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I personally kind of like the color of this and how it matches with the lime in here, and I don't really mind the contrast. Sorry babe, I'm gonna push past you. I don't really mind the contrast of the fence and the arch. I think it's totally fine the way that it is. We are gonna give a little bit of love to this fence, of course, but yeah, I kind of like the color of the arch, but I could see it white too. We have just come back into town after dropping off the trailer, and we're coming into a place called Seeds and Cereals to find some little wormy meals for Ducky. He needs food, and we called and they said that they have plenty of food for ducklings, so let's go see what we can find her.
Oh, that's $49.70.
Cool.
We got little Ducky some barley straw because it's the softest straw, and then some mealworms. Doesn't that look delish? Snack time.
Reminds me of street markets in Thailand.
Good morning. It's a new day. More feeding of the creatures. Are you ready? Okay. Come here. Yeah, good job. Woo! On the hind legs. Oh my goodness. This is a talent. Did you see that? Come here. Are you doing good? Never seen him do that before. That was awesome. I am officially starting on getting the chicken coop painted. Lunch is ready. We need some fuel for our outdoor time. I did spinach, avocado. The dressing is a simple olive oil and apple cider vinegar, salt and pepper and lemon. We've got olives, garbanzo or chickpea, tomato, celery, carrots. It's everything. It looks really good and healthy. And then I did a delicious Claireville toast. It's the sourdough, wheat sourdough. And then I put the garlic hummus on it, cucumber and feta with a little bit of cracked pepper and some olive oil. Delish! And picked a bunch of these little wildflowers. Good thing is we have a lot of them. I'm placing them in this little bath because it's good to give little ducky at least once a day time in water, but from what I've read online, supervised. So I do this pretty much daily. And there's so many wildflowers around, so just throw them in her bath. Sweet girl. Yeah, you wanna go in? There we go. Oh, nice. She usually goes poop right away for some reason. So nice. A little bit warm, huh? You love it? That was your first big swim, huh? I haven't seen her duck that deep before. Just been doing the home maintenance thing. It's Sunday here, which, to be honest, I thought today was going to be Monday yesterday. Like, I was fully convinced that today was going to be Monday. Pardon Blanca having a good drink of water. Yesterday I was thinking to myself, oh, tomorrow's my edit day, and then the next day I'll be publishing, and I'm normally good at telling what day it is based off of my publishing day, but also every day we're sort of just doing another project around the house, so all of the days kind of just all blend together. But today has been a really great day of just kind of like taking a step back and refreshing the house after a really busy week. I have been doing the laundry. Alex has been working really hard in the third bedroom to finish the painting in that room. We have the third bedroom to do, and then we will be moving into the living room. So those are the last two spaces that need to be painted, and then we can move on to polishing the floors, which we are going to be taking on that project DIY as well. So we've just been talking to somebody just now who's an expert in that to get some advice. So that's a whole new project that's coming next. While I have been doing home maintenance today, it's funny, I've sort of just taken a step back and I've reflected a lot. So I've been feeling quite nostalgic today. It started last night when somebody on my YouTube channel commented on an old video of Alex and I about 5 years ago. It was a boyfriend tag. We had been dating for a little less than a year at the time, and just hearing the questions and our answers, it just made me so nostalgic thinking back. It was my old apartment that I lived alone in that we were filming in. Somebody asked a question like, what do you guys want to do together? Like, where do you want to travel to together? And my answer was Italy, which we ended up traveling together to Italy and had a beautiful trip. And Alex answered, I'd love to take you to New Zealand. And not only did he take me to New Zealand on a vacation, but we ended up moving here. So that was like really just seeing us together, being together for less than a year, and just, I don't know, it was just so nostalgic, and it got me just like thinking about how much has changed. And we obviously look at each other all the time and go, wow, like life has changed so much. And all of this is because, you know, we made the steps in the direction of doing this. We took a lot of leaps of faith to get where we are right now, and it has not been easy to get where we are now, but now we can kind of take a breath and soak this in. And I've just been thinking about this life right now has been a dream of mine. I've envisioned it. I've visualized it so many times throughout my life. I never really knew if it would come into fruition, but I had an inkling, and it's just, I could have never guessed that my life would unfold the way that it has. I could have never guessed that I would meet Alex, the love of my life and my best friend who I love spending so much time with, and that we would move here to this beautiful piece of land in New Zealand. I could have never guessed that, and that these beautiful little orphaned animals would just fall into our lap. I could have never guessed that we would find a street dog in Sri Lanka and decide to rescue him, and that we would be on the same page with that. And just like all of these things in life that have occurred, I look back right now and I'm just, it just kind of takes my breath away, to be honest. It makes me speechless. It's really special, and I've been thinking about how the universe works and all of these little clues and cues it gives us along the way. And I'm a strong believer in like listening to the signs that we get throughout our lives. And it's so funny because I don't know if you guys remember, in a previous vlog I talked about getting this duck towel. I picked up this duck towel a couple weeks ago. And also, it just got really windy. I'm gonna shut this door more. I wet it up, like it's very windy, and tonight's a windy night, especially as the sun goes down. And then Alex came up to me in one of his vlogs a couple weeks ago, and he couldn't find his glove for like 3 days, and he ended up finding it. And so he came up to me and he was like, guess what I found? And my answer was a duckling. And I could have never guessed in that moment that we would have an orphaned duckling a couple of weeks later. And obviously we live amongst nature. It's not mind-boggling, but it isn't something that happens every day either. So I'm trying to stay really present in this time in life, because it's interesting, it's beautiful, it's different, it's really profound for us, to be honest, like to reach this point and to be documenting it like we have. You know, being a vlogger can be a really interesting, it can just be, it's just different, right? Not everybody does this. I'd say one of my favorite things about it is being able to document life. It's like a diary, a video diary that we can look back on. And that's why I'm feeling so nostalgic, because I even watched a video. I never watch my own videos, but I watched the video of when we first got to New Zealand, in a clip of me just getting out of managed isolation. That's if those of you who don't know, that's the border kind of control that New Zealand has been doing for people coming in to the country, like a quarantine. When we got out of that and we first landed in New Zealand, knowing like, okay, we're here, that was a lot of work, because getting even just to New Zealand into managed isolation was a huge undertaking. Like, it was not easy bringing our dog here from California, and you know, thinking about how many steps we had to take to get here. Like the fact that we had a flight booked in March of 2020, and then we ended up having to cancel that because we knew that we needed to hunker down because COVID was coming up. It wasn't a full thing yet, but but it was coming up, and the borders weren't closed yet, but we said, let's just hunker down and stay safe here where we are and not move. And then we were able to get to New Zealand a year later by booking managed isolation, and all of the steps it took to get there, even just to get here in New Zealand in January of this year. To think back to that, and to think that we landed here just like eyes, you know, just like eyes open and curious and just sort of like terrified at the same time, because it was just us in a new country, like without a place to call our own. It's been a wild ride, and I'm starting to feel really like I'm very reflective today, and I'll be reflective for a little while. And I've had other moments like this along the way, especially since we've been in this house. And obviously there's so much to do here still. The journey has just begun. It's just begun. We've lived here for like a month. Like a month and maybe 2 weeks. But wow, this month and 2 weeks has been a wild ride in itself. And yeah, I'm happy. Honestly, I'm happy. I'm fulfilled, and I'm reflective, and I'm grateful, and I feel, yeah, like, I feel like a weight has been lifted, you know? And I feel that because I feel like a dream has aligned, and it's really special. And I'm sorry that I just got very emotional. So I'm not sorry, because I'm an emotional person, and I reflect, and I sit back and I ponder life. That's just who I am. So take it or leave it. But I think I'll go before I just keep rambling on. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's vlog. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you super soon in a new video in next week's vlog. So thank you for watching. See you soon.